Do you ever have those moments where something happens, you're triggered, and when you're triggered, it instantly takes you back to an ancient memory? And in that, when you experience that ancient memory, when the film rolls in your head over how it all went down, regardless of what it is, all of a sudden, those same feelings you had way back then roll over you like it was happening right now today. My name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the awesome parish of Christ Church, Shelburne, that sits on the ancestral and the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And today I want to talk about stuck energy. I practice something called logosynthesis. I do it almost every morning. I find myself doing it some nights. I find myself practicing it. Sometimes, I'll wake up in the middle of the night sometimes with a thought that I just can't shake, and I'll practice logosynthesis. It's a form of meditation. It's a form of psychotherapy. It's a form of cognitive therapy. It's a form of, it's a lifesaver. Stuck energy is a principle I picked up in one of my logosynthesis classes. An example, I remember being in grade 6, and I know that sounds crazy, right? This is how ancient it is. I remember being in grade 6 and being in class, and my teacher at the time used to invite us all down to play floor hockey after school with a bunch of other teachers. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great deal of fun. And on this one particular day, they had enough players and they didn't ask me to play. And I was hurt. I was hurt by that. I'm 11, 12 years old, and I felt excluded and I felt sad. That's not the stuck energy. The stuck energy comes from a moment that happens just later on in that day. The teacher picked up on the fact that I was sad because he's a good person. He was able to read what was going on with his students. And he invited me. He said, well, why don't you come? Now, my feelings were hurt. But I was also feeling this weird sense of pride, I think. I felt embarrassed that he recognized. I felt ashamed that he recognized I was sad. And little boy, they don't want people to know that they're sad. So the first thing I said was, no, I've got homework. Now keep in mind, this is my teacher. He hasn't assigned any homework yet. When that memory used to roll through my brain, the shame of lying to my teacher, the shame of lying so badly to my teacher, the shame of being seen as vulnerable, of weak, all things that it's okay to be. All those feelings that I had as that 11 or 12-year-old little boy, they used to come rushing back over me. It was not necessarily debilitating, but it was taxing. Now, logosynthesis allows us to deal with stuck energy. And if anybody out there wants to know more about it, please contact me, and I will point you in the direction of some experts online, or if you're looking for somebody that's nearby, there's a couple of really amazing practitioners that I can point you in the direction of as well. I'll also post some things in the description below. But that experience, that memory, that brings back shame flooding over me, that's stuck energy. Stuck energy is like a barnacle, all right? If we are all boats in the ocean, stuck energy are those barnacles that attach themselves to the hull. And a boat that is covered in barnacles is actually slowed down a little bit. Just like a person who is covered with these moments of these experiences, these who are just like a person who is covered in stuck energy, we slow down. We're triggered often. And every time we're triggered, it taxes us emotionally. It keeps us from being the people we want to be. It keeps us from living our lives in the present and experiencing the present, the joys and the blessings of this moment. It forces us to continuously, as we experience something today, stuck energy rips us out of this moment and takes us to a moment long ago. Stuck energy doesn't do any of us any good. It doesn't do any of us any favors. Those stuck energy that makes memories that shouldn't play a role in our moment right now. Stuck energy all of a sudden brings us back into that time and place. It creates what's known as a transference. Do you ever get triggered by something that draws you back into a time or a place where that ends up making you react and behave in this moment inappropriately, disproportionately? That our anger of something that happens today is so much greater than what it really should be because we're actually churning up anger from the past. You can deal with that stuff. It's not terribly complicated. There's some really wonderful, wonderful solutions to dealing with stuck energy. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you. May you know the peace of being in God's presence. And I pray that if you are experiencing these types of memories, I pray you'll reach out, because you don't have to live with them. Memories aren't supposed to drag us down. Amen.